A woman, covered head to toe in blood, stumbles out of a car. She falls right into her husband's arms, but instead of a tearful reunion, he whispers the most chilling words. How did a picture-perfect marriage turn into this bloody, twisted nightmare? It all starts on their 5th wedding anniversary. Nick Dunn heads back to his suburban mansion. He walks inside, only to find the living room completely trashed. A shattered glass table, overturned furniture, and his beautiful, famous wife, Amy, is nowhere to be found. The cops arrive quickly. Detective Boney starts poking around the house. She finds a poorly wiped bloodstain in the kitchen, and an anniversary treasure hunt envelope labeled Clue 1. Almost instantly, Amy's disappearance becomes a national obsession. She is Amazing Amy, a beloved children's book inspiration. A massive search center is set up. But Nick, he acts super weird. He takes awkward selfies with smiling fans at the search center. He gives a creepy, inappropriate smile during a press conference. The media tears him apart. Talk show host Ellen Abbott goes on a crusade, basically calling him a cold-blooded killer. To the public, they were the golden couple. We see flashbacks of their romantic beginnings, meeting at a party in New York, kissing in a sugar storm in an alleyway. But the reality of their marriage was toxic. They both lost their jobs during the recession. They moved to Missouri to care for Nick's dying mother. Nick became distant and lazy. Amy felt isolated, stripped of her trust fund and her pride. The resentment built up until they despised each other. And Nick has a massive, dirty secret. He has been having an affair with his 20-something student, Andy. He sneaks out to meet her while his wife is missing. His twin sister, Margot, is completely disgusted when she finds out. Meanwhile, Detective Boney is uncovering more damning evidence. Massive credit card debt in Nick's name, a freshly increased life insurance policy on Amy, and medical records confirming Amy was 6 weeks pregnant. Nick is cornered. Nick finally decodes the last anniversary clue. It leads him to a woodshed at his sister's house. Inside, a mountain of expensive electronics and a pair of creepy puppets. Nick suddenly realizes the horrifying truth. Amy isn't dead. She orchestrated the entire thing to frame him for her murder. Let's rewind and see Amy's masterclass in manipulation. She found out about Nick's young mistress, and she decided to utterly destroy him. She faked a pregnancy by stealing her pregnant neighbor's urine. She drained her own blood and staged the crime scene in the kitchen. She awkwardly wiped it up, exactly how a dumb husband would. She meticulously forged a diary, planting seeds of fear and abuse. She burned it just enough to make it look like Nick tried to destroy it. Then she hit the road, with a new haircut and a pocket full of cash. Her plan was to eventually kill herself by drowning, ensuring Nick gets the death penalty for her murder. But even brilliant psychopaths make mistakes. Hiding out in an Ozarks motel, Amy tries to lay low, but her trashy neighbors, Greta and Jeff, figure out she is hiding a stash of money. They violently rob her, leaving her broke and desperate. With no options left, Amy calls her creepy, obsessed ex-boyfriend, Dizzy. Dizzy is a wealthy mama's boy who never got over Amy. He hides her in his ultra-luxurious, secluded lake house. At first, it seems like a safe haven, but Dizzy is just as controlling as she is. He monitors her every move with dozens of security cameras. He tries to force her back into the version of Amy he was obsessed with in high school, buying her specific clothes, dictating her hair color. Amy realizes she has just traded one prison for another. Back home, Nick hires hotshot lawyer Tanner Bolt. Tanner knows Nick is innocent, but they have to win the court of public opinion. Nick goes on national television for an exclusive interview. He confesses to his affair, takes all the blame for being a terrible husband, and looks directly into the camera, pleading for his wife to come home. Amy, I love you. It works. Amy sees the interview at Dizzy's house. She realizes Nick is finally playing her game perfectly. She decides she wants him back, but she has to get rid of Dizzy first and explain her disappearance. She stages a brutal crime scene in the mansion. She ties herself up, spills wine, and manipulates the security cameras. When Dizzy comes home, she pretends to be happy to see him. She seduces him, taking him to bed. Right at the climax, she pulls out a box cutter and slashes his throat wide open. She rides his dying body, getting utterly drenched in his blood. Which brings us back to the driveway. Amy spins a heroic tale for the FBI, claiming Dizzy kidnapped her, tortured her, and she killed him in self-defense to escape. The media eats it up. She is a survivor. Nick knows the truth. He corners her in the shower, demanding answers. She admits to the murder, but challenges him to prove it. Nick is trapped. He tries to leave her, packing his bags, but Amy drops the ultimate bomb. She used the frozen sperm he had stored at a clinic years ago. She is legitimately pregnant with his child. Nick's sister begs him to run, but Nick can't abandon his unborn child to this monster. He chooses to stay. They sit down for another televised interview, playing the happy, reunited couple, announcing they are expecting a baby. The cycle of toxicity continues, because after all, that is marriage.